Good afternoon. Before I came this afternoon, we are going to talk about gratitude. But before I begin, I want to share with you one little thing that I was thinking about, and I was sharing it with someone today, about a priest up in St. Joe. He was a Monsignor. And I only just met him when I got there 12 years ago. And every single homily he preached, at the end of it, he would preach on the gospel a little bit, not long. And at the end, he would say, "Aren't we lucky? We are so blessed that God loves us so much. Isn't that incredible? And aren't we grateful?" And he'd walk away. And to me, even though it was every Sunday, it touched my heart because it was so sincere in his. Aren't we lucky? Today we're going to start with a few slides or PowerPoint. Joan's bringing me into this century. We're going to start with a couple slides on gratitude. I just took them off different places. Pope Francis is up there, and what he has to say about gratitude or thanks, and a few others, just to prime the pump. So enjoy. Oh. Can you see that one well enough to read it? Okay, let me read it for you. I can't see it either, can you? Come on. Thanks. Hello? I saw that laughter. I've got my reading glasses on, so I can't read far away. Okay, now I turned it off probably. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. Sometimes when I think about that, us lighting the flame or enkindling a flame for another, I picture Holy Saturday. When the candle is lit, the Christ candle is lit, and then one other person takes it, then it goes, and it just lights up the whole place with the love of God. But, that's the way to think about it. How do we pass that light on to the next person in our daily living? As Joan would say, the grace we receive needs to go through us to another. So how do we do that? If you can just picture that. That's just me. I picture things, I see symbolic things. I'm kind of crazy. But I offer that to you because it's a great example of witness and sharing the light. This one says, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Oh, the places we have been and the places we will go deeper within our own selves as we continue to grow into life and along the path. We heard this from Meister Eckhart a couple times. If the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, it will be enough. If the only prayer we ever pray is thank you, it will be enough. Because it will be the recognition of all his gift. It takes a lifetime to learn that, doesn't it? Sometimes we hear things, but the hardest journey, you've heard this before, I'm sure, the hardest journey we make is between our head and our heart. Sometimes we hear something and we agree, but then we have to chew on it a bit. And then we have to take it in and bring it down to our heart level. But when we learn to say thank you, it will be enough. And suddenly you know it's time to start something new and trust the magic of beginnings. The magic of beginnings. I sometimes say the mystery. My grandmother used to say to me, "Ma me, all is mystery." But the magic of beginnings. Oh, and here's our dear Francis. I hope you pray for him every day. Thanksgiving is a hallmark of an authentic Christian life. Thanksgiving is a hallmark of an authentic Christian life. Pope Francis again. Above all, let us not forget to thank. If we are bearers of gratitude, the world itself will become better. Even if only a little bit, but that is enough to transmit even a bit of hope. People are hungry and thirsty. If we just gave them a bite, it would be a blessing. And he's asking us to do that with hope and gratitude. The world needs hope, Francis said. And with gratitude, with this habit of saying thank you, we will transmit that. Everything is united and everything is connected, and everyone needs to do his or her part wherever we are. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. I think that the enough or the being happy is about contentment, but we'll get into that a little bit. Oh, this is my favorite. No, not really. Gratitude is the wine for the soul. Go on, get drunk. Gratitude is the wine for the soul. Go on, get drunk. That's Rumi. Thank you for those. Anyway, it's good to think about gratitude and about all the different ways it comes into our life. One of my favorite poets, female poets, and maybe you know her, is Mary Oliver. She is someone who really reflects, she loves life, and she reflects on from the tiniest thing to the largest. One of the quotes that I have of hers is, "Every day I go into the world to be dazzled. I go into the world to be dazzled and then to reflect on it." Did you ever go, I'm sure you've all traveled, we've seen things in our life that are just spectacular. She goes out every single day. She said, "That's my work as a poet, and my love is to go out and to find something that is astonishing," or as she put it in one line, dazzles me, and then I reflect on it. And then her reflections feed our souls. I mean, we're all connected one way or another with the gifts that we bring. One time she was interviewed and she said, "My work is loving the world, mostly standing still and learning to be astonished, which is mostly rejoicing, which is gratitude. I have a mouth with which to give shouts of joy." Here's an example. She said, "My work is loving the world. Over here I see the sunflowers, over there a hummingbird, equal seekers of sweetness. Here I see the quickening yeast or the blue plums, or here the clam deep in the speckled sand." Then she reflects for a moment, are my boots old? Is my coat torn? Am I no longer young and still half perfect? Let me keep my mind on my work and what matters, which is mostly standing still and learning to be astonished. Now I will share with you one poem that I did not get, and I wish I had followed through on it. She said, one day I walked out down the path by where I live, and I sat down and I watched an ant walking across the path. And I thought, I gotta read the reflection on that one because I don't think I'd have the patience to sit and watch one ant walk across the path. But there's gotta be a deeper meaning in it, and that's the gift that she brings us. She finds things that are astonishing in nature and alive, and then shares it with us. Living with a grateful heart is a gift we give ourselves. Living with a grateful heart is a gift we give ourselves. And gratitude helps us to live more fully in the present moment. I know we've talked about that a lot, but living in the now, in the present moment, paying attention to what's going on now, not worrying about yesterday, not worrying about tomorrow, but what is happening in the now. And when we recognize that what we have is enough, we will be happy. And by happy, you know, I don't mean like, oh, I'm so happy. It's a deeper sense of contentment with how things are. It truly is the little things in life that bring us hope and joy and gratitude. The one thing that all of us have in common, says Brother Steindl-Rast, is that we want to be happy. He suggests that happiness is born of gratitude. The root of joy is gratefulness. It is not joy that makes us grateful. It is gratitude that makes us joyful. It is not joy that makes us grateful. It is gratitude that makes us joyful. I'm sure if you've looked closely, you will find that people are happy because they are grateful. You know them, I know them, and they are a blessing to us. He says the opposite of gratefulness is taking things for granted. Just taking things for granted. That would not be a spicy life. Just taking things for granted and not noticing the beauty, the mystery, the fun. We all had a good laugh when we thought that the wine of gratitude, just go out and get drunk. It's a joy to the soul to be able to look at things and to see it from a different light and to enjoy it. Pope Francis once again has reflected that the world needs hope. And with gratitude, the habit of saying thank you, we will transmit it. How do we transmit hope to others? Melanie DeMoore has a song that you all enjoyed called I Am Sending You Love, remember, or Light. Remember we had that at the beginning of the week? It's a beautiful song. Well, she's written another one, and it's called Putting One Foot in Front of the Other. Just put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I think about putting one foot in front of the other, it's not as easy as it used to be. I was at the grocery store yesterday and almost fell down on my face 3 times walking through the store. My shoe got stuck. So we have those difficulties. Some of us, like I take one of the brothers when I go over there. In the beginning, he used to ask me, would you take me to the river? He loves to go down to the river. So now I go into him and I go, okay, you ready to go take a roll to the river? Because he's not able to walk anymore. So we go for a roll to the river. But when I say step by step, even in this song, it's more figuratively. You know that, not literally. And in AA, they say take one day at a time. She's saying take one step at a time. And I think it's about slowing down. We don't have to run anymore. We don't have to run anymore. The fast pace, thanks be to God, it's a new day, and we can slow down. So let's just listen to her song. It's peppy, and she's leading a choir of children. So enjoy it.
Don't leave a sister hanging. You gotta put one
foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
Don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
You give up.
Don't you give up.
Keep moving on.
Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
You gotta put
One foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
lift up your eyes.
Lift up your eyes.
You despair.
Don't you despair.
Up ahead.
Look up ahead.
The path is there.
The path is there.
You gotta put
One foot in front of the other. One foot and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
you gotta put
One foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
I know you're scared.
I know you're scared,
I'm scared too.
and I'm scared too.
But here I am.
But here I
Right next to you.
am, right next to you.
We gotta put
One foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
we gotta put
One foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
You give up.
Don't you give up.
Keep moving on.
Keep moving on.
We gotta put
One foot in front of the other. One foot and love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
we gotta put
One foot in front of the other and love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love.
and lead
With love.
and
Lead with love.
and
Lead with
We got to put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Brother David suggests 3 simple steps to a habit of gratitude. The first step he suggests is that we wake up to surprises within our day. Don't miss them. Surprises create a jolt, perhaps enough to wake us up to opportunities and to stop taking things for granted. You'll notice if you read his books, he's very, that's his message. Live with gratitude. Don't take things for granted. All is gift. In moments of surprise, we catch a glimpse of the joy to which gratefulness opens the door. Even in times of crisis or calamity or COVID, it opens up to the gift of opportunity or action or new beginnings. We all recall COVID very well. It was a time of masks. It was a time of separation. It was a time of alienation for some. And it was a time for many people to have to refigure how they do what they do. It was a creative time. I'll give you a quick example. Up in Benton Harbor, you know, I was the director of a center of social services there. We help people with the food. We help people with utilities. We help people with medicine and transportation to the doctors. Now, think about COVID, what happened. So I knew I had to continue the work I was doing, but I couldn't have my help of my volunteers. They couldn't come in the building and risk their lives. The people couldn't come into the building. So we had to rethink how are we going to continue to serve the people well in the services they needed in this new time. And you know what? We figured it out, and actually it was more creative and more efficient the way we were able to help people. They couldn't come in the building for food, so we had to pack it up for them and bring it out to them. That was fine. They couldn't come in the building for help with utilities, but we could help with that. We figured out a system through the mailbox or phone calls, etc. So we were able to figure out things to help them. So sometimes even an opportunity that does not look like an opportunity, you have to see what you can do within that opportunity to bring it out the other side. Does that make sense? Okay. So he said, you know, the first thing is to wake up grateful for a new day. The second step is be aware of any opportunity that comes your way during the day. Stay awake to opportunities. Opportunities open us up to people, to people's needs. It also opens us up to sounds and smells and tastes and textures, things to enjoy. Last week we had a terrible rainstorm. You might remember some of those rainstorms. And Joan and I happened to be sitting on our front porch, which isn't closed. We weren't sitting out in the rain. But the house next door had a eave spout, is that what it's called? That it was broken. And so the water was just gushing out and falling down in the driveway. And I said to Joan, if I wasn't my age, I'd run out there right now and get under that spout. Remember as kids you used to go out and get under the rain falling out of people's, what do they call spouts? Downspouts. But, you know, it was an opportunity for kids to have fun. It looked like a great opportunity. I felt like running out there myself. But opportunities come up that call something out of us, and we need to take advantage of that. Why not? It's a gift. Every opportunity is a gift to give ourselves, because deeper in that opportunity is something else for us. That's according to Brother David. And I believe it. Okay, the third step is to be alert. You know, we can wake up and hope to bump into various surprises and opportunities, but then when we see the opportunity, do we follow through in some way? I did not on that day. But some opportunities do invite us in, and sometimes we just pass it by when it's an opportunity for joy, or it's an opportunity to do something for someone, even the littlest thing. Even the littlest thing. Joan mentioned the opportunity the woman had to tie the shoes of the other woman in the waiting room. Remember that story? And she was blessed by it. Sometimes the opportunities we take, we're the ones being blessed, even though we might think we're reaching out to another, because then they bless us back. That's what Brother David is trying to say, that we wake up grateful for a new day, we look for the surprises and the opportunities, and then we should act. He has another, outside of his 3 steps for a grateful heart. He said, he also suggests a practice of stop, look, and go. We always say stop, look, and listen. He said stop, look, and go. Do I allow myself to recognize surprise in my day? Did I stop to look at it?
Did I take the opportunity in the moment, or did I just allow circumstances to distract me from the gift within the gift? Was I alert enough to go after it and avail myself to the opportunity that is offered to me? Gratitude opens our eyes to everything. Every day offers us that opportunity to cultivate gratitude. Brother David also reminds us constantly that there is no such thing as an ordinary day or just another day. I've had friends say that to me. Well, how's your day going? Well, it's just another day. Did you have any surprises? Anything different happening? Did you try a new food? It's not just another day if we awaken our senses and awaken our hearts to things. Joan and I have been loving your lunches, especially the soups. I don't know if you all like soups, but I've been loving the soups. And also the dressing. I asked the cook, one of the young ladies, I said, go ask how they make that dressing. It's an opportunity. I'll get the recipe. Then I can make it. But things like that bring you joy, follow through on them. They're fun. So David would say, when the opportunities arise, grab it with both hands. Learn, grow, stretch. Give and receive love, and give and receive light. And let it overflow into all the lives you touch each day. There is an artist named Louis Schwartzberg. I don't know him very well, but I liked what he had to say. He said, many who are touched by the beauty of an art piece or the beauty of creation, we hear them say, "Oh my God. Oh my God." And he goes on to say, they say that because the O communicates our mindfulness. We see it and we are in awe. Oh. Have you ever done that when you've seen something that was just incredible? Oh. And then he said they say my because they feel it in their own soul. Oh my. They take possession of what they see. They take possession of what they see, or at least bring it into themselves. And he said, and then they say, oh my God, because when you are inspired in a depth within yourself by the thing of beauty, it connects you with the holy. So when you hear someone say, oh my God, think about that. They see it, they take it in as something that they treasure, and then they find it even deeper within in God's presence there. They recognize the holy. In The Astonishing Secret, Brother David said something similar. He said, is it any wonder we are left speechless and in awe when confronted with the grandeur of our world, our natural world? For somewhere deep inside us, we know this world is God's calling card. This world is God's calling card. God's way of reminding us that although seemingly out of sight, the divine is nevertheless as present as rain on our nose. Divine presence is with us as closely as rain on our nose, or the taste of the fruit off the vine. If we look with eyes of love, we would recognize that we are surrounded by a beautiful world, literally filled to the brim with the evidence of God's love. Everything God has created reveals God's love for us. How could we not be overflowing with gratitude and receiving each day as a new day, gifted to us with endless opportunities to grow, to learn, to unlearn, and to relearn, to see the earth and ourselves and everyone more lovingly and more gratefully. And all we need do is slow down and take one step after another, one step after another, slowly walking through our world, walking through the building, walking around the property. It is so beautiful. one step at a time. We don't have to rush through life anymore. I don't know about you, but there was a time when, we hardly could catch our breath between one thing and another. So I think we've come through COVID. It was difficult, but maybe we've come through looking at things a little bit differently, slowing down, reflecting more, and seeing what is right in front of us and what is all around us. One of the things I ask you to do is maybe in the next couple days, take a little bit of time to write a litany of thanks. Write a litany of thanks. We have litanies all the time. Well, St. Peter, pray for us. Saint so-and-so, pray for us. We could write our own litany, thanking God for the things that we have experienced, the people who have loved us, the people we have loved, the people who have rekindled our light, and the people we have served. I bet you could come up with any number of things. And then keep that litany, because you might just want to do it each day or every day or once a week, and just pray for all the people that you're grateful for. Remember I told you about that sister that thought I was a little nutto because I was doing muscle therapy, and she had taught for 60 years in our school, and she didn't understand, and then found out there were people doing other things, so it wasn't so bad that I was. Well, I helped her move. I lived with her at a time when she was about 85 when she retired from tutoring in math at the high school. So she said, I'm going to go into Adrian now, it's time. And she made that decision. And I said, well, I'll help you, Bride, if I can. And she said, well, yeah. And I said, do you have any boxes in the storage room? She said, oh, yeah. I'm embarrassed. I haven't been down there in a couple of years because she wasn't as ambulatory. And I said, well, I'll wheel you down and let's go see what's down there. She only had 3 or 4 boxes after 50 years. I was shocked. And she had a trunk, but it was like only a third of things in there. I said, well, how about this? I'll bring it up 1 box at a time. And you go through it, and I'll put 2 bags by your chair, 1 for throwaway, 1 for keep. She goes, okay. Well, after the 3rd box, I came upstairs with a box the size of a boot box, about this big and about that thick. And it was heavier than heck. And I said, Bride, I don't know what this is. She goes, I don't have a clue either. I haven't been down there in a few years. I said, well, she said, did you look in it? And I said, no, but it's heavy. So she opened it up and flipped the box back down. I said, what's the matter? She goes, I'm not doing anything with this. I'm keeping this. And I said, you're going to keep it when you haven't even seen it in 4 years? What's in it? She opened it up. It was 50 years of prayer cards from wakes she had been to. I remember she taught at the school 50 years. So she had a lot of students and a lot of parents and a lot of grandparents through the years. She kept every single one of them. She goes, I can't let go of this. I said, well, Bride, I think you're the one that has to go through it. Because what if somebody like me comes and opens it up and goes, I don't know what this is. And she said, oh. I said, why don't you do this? Take your time. Go through every card. Say a prayer, rip it up, kiss the person. So I went back a few weeks later into her room, and she said, I finished. I said, oh, good. She said, I'm keeping this much. I said, that's fine. She goes, it's family and others. I said, that's great. She said, but you know what? That was the best thing you ever made me do. I said, I didn't make you do it. I suggested it. She said, it was wonderful. She said, it took me so much time because I was remembering people that I had forgotten, and I was remembering their stories, and I was remembering their children. She said it was like a walk through the last 50 years of my life. That was a real simple thing to do for her. But she took advantage of it herself, the opportunity to go through it in gratitude for all the people that had passed through her life. So it's good to stop once in a while and write a litany of gratitude of all the people we've been blessed with in our life. The majority of us, Here's a quote from Leo Buscaglia, or something like that. Do you know who he is? Dr. Love. I didn't know it. Joan told me. He says, the majority of us lead quiet, unheralded lives as we pass through this world. There will be, most likely, be no ticker tape parades for us, no monuments created in our honor. But that does not lessen our possible impact, for there are scores of people waiting for someone just like us to come along. People who will appreciate our compassion and our unique talents. Someone who will live a happier life merely because we took the time to share what we had and to give it away to them. Too often, we underestimate the power of touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have a potential to turn a life around. He said it's overwhelming to consider the continuous opportunities there are to make our love and our light felt. Scripture says to us, if we're listening, you are salt for the earth. You are light for the world. Can't take that lightly. That's a command, to be salt and light. Each day, extend your gratitude as a blessing to the people you see. Pay attention to the opportunities to share your care. That might be as simple as sitting with someone quietly, someone that just needs you to be there. When we look around and see all the things for which we are grateful, I think we will soon forget about the things we think we're missing.
If this time has taught me anything, it is that the tiny speck in this universe that we occupy is both wonderful and wondrous. And if we allow it to, the beauty around us can unlock the beauty within us and teach us far more than our schooling ever did. If this time has taught me anything, it is that success and how we measure it needs to be redefined, and that the only person to whom you should ever compare yourself is who you were yesterday. Make your growth game strong, and along the way be kind to yourself. If you are doing your best, then you are doing enough. If this time has taught me anything, it is that it is more important now than ever before to see the world through your own eyes. Begin by looking at yourself. Look honestly and look gently. Look inward with compassion and kindness, and look outward with humility and appreciation. If this time has taught me anything, it is that the opposite of love is not hate but fear. And our greatest fear is losing that to which we have become attached. Yesterday is heavy. Put it down. Seeing the beauty in the world around you is the first step in purifying and clearing the mind. And if this time has taught me anything, it is that nature, unlike us, never apologizes for her beauty. If this time has taught me anything, it is that life really is about the journey, not the destination. And it must be, for surely we are not here merely to reach the destination, for the destination is death. Be alive, for after all, life is all you've got. And when you pay attention to the things for which you are grateful, you soon forget about what you think you're missing. If this time has taught me anything, it is that Bitter tears are the quietest, and on the days when your head wants to hang low, it is important that you look up. Lift your head. Take it in and breathe deep. For while this world can sometimes be a hard place, your reality and what you perceive it to be are seldom aligned. If this time has taught me anything, it is that beauty truly is in the eye of the beholder. We can see universes within universes, but only when we pay enough attention, and this is as true of the nature within us as it is of the nature around us. If this time has taught me anything, it is this: if true love conquers everything, then self-love gives it the fortitude to do so. Know that you are more than your scars. Know that every wound in you that has healed along the way has taught you what it is to fight back and to start again from where you are with what you've got. Beat your own pathway without seeking the approval of others, and know that self-love is not vanity. If this time has taught me anything, it is this: hope matters, and we cannot live without it. This time has taught me that hope is not a wish, nor a desire for things to be different. It is a course of action, a combination of mind and heart. The future can be better and can be brighter, and we each have the power within us to make it so. There will be challenges to face along the way, to which there are many solutions. There is a source of resilience deep within us all. If this time does not teach us that time itself is precious, then we will have missed the lesson. The lesson that never before have the past and the future been so irrelevant, and that the quest to find ourselves has been fruitless to now, only because we've been searching in all the wrong places. We are here. We are now. We are each and every breath we take. Every day is a gift to begin again, and to grasp with both hands the fresh opportunity to learn, unlearn, and relearn. If this time is not wasted.
Well, in the spirit of gratitude, we ask a blessing on all of you, expressing our gratefulness for this day and looking forward to tomorrow. And we ask that you have a wonderful evening and you go gently into this night full of gratitude. Amen.